Hello and welcome to DoctorAnime. Today I am going to tell you about an anime called Kafuku Jutsuchi no Yaranayoshi, Redo of Healer. A healer named Kiru wakes up from a dream and tells Anna, her guardian, about her desire to defeat the Demon King. At night, an angel gives him magical eyes that allow him to see everything in the universe. Includes a flashback of an epic battle between a group of wizards and a demon god. Warrior leader Fleur Geral uses Thor's hammer to battle monsters from the shadows, but her team is no match for the mighty demon lord. We then see Kiru acting as a witch healer. But we learn that he is treated as their slave and this is his chance to finally rebel. He escapes from the demon's shadow and uses his healing powers to fight giant monsters. Finally, Yaru approaches the demon and defeats it. However, he detects a conspiracy against the Sorcerer's Stone and decides to use his magical charm to heal the world. Kiru tries to get attacked by Flare but uses gems to go back in time. Kiru realizes everything and decides to turn his fantasies into reality by insulting Flare and his warriors. The next day, Flare comes to L Village to recruit new characters and to recruit Kiru. As expected, he is taken to the Imperial Palace and given the title of Hero Yushin. His new status makes him famous among his friends and he meets the swordsman Kureza who helps him regain his hand. While treating wounded soldiers, Kiru also absorbs their powers, so he prepares for revenge. One night, King From leaves with his bodyguards, and Karu uses this opportunity to escape from prison. However, he is captured by a soldier named Leonard, who captures Flare. The evil princess invites Leonard to her private home, but it turns out that she is actually Kiru in disguise. He explains how he switched faces with Leonard and then snapped his fingers to insult Flare. They play games and Kiru becomes very vindictive. Now he's changing Flare's face to erase her memory and enslave her. The next morning, Kiru decides to visit the Demon King to learn more about him. She then tells Flare that her new name is Freya. He also introduces himself as Kiarga. The merchant, not satisfied with what he saw at first, takes him to the wounded. There he meets Satsuna, a nun from the Ice Wolf clan. Sensing her thirst for revenge, Iru understands her pain and decides to redeem her because he can live all of Sunawa's memories in Mount Kiare. He learns that his village has been destroyed by the evil soldiers of the Dairal Kingdom, as part of a large-scale plot to control the slave market. After another deal with Goldman, Kiru and Flare decide they should focus on their magic weapons. They return to Setsuna and revive her, but she beats up Kiru for kissing her. He sends missiles to get food and then attacks Satsuna. But he easily catches her and says he will give her powers if she promises his slave. He strengthens her with his essence and increases the power of his technique. At night, the trio travel to Satsuna's village, where they find Satsuna's ice wolf attacked by mercenaries. Kiru unleashes the power of his epic sword to defeat the evil soldiers, while Flare uses his level 5 flame star to destroy the army. Then Satsuna and her werewolf brutally slaughter the survivors and Kiru makes you think how polite and friendly Flare is. Satsuna looks at the red moon to celebrate her victory, and Kiru sees a source of poisonous water. He gives Satsuna a choice and decides to heal the water instead of killing everyone. Now he tells the master his true name and dedicates himself forever. However, he and his elderly harem encounter Karaha, who attacks them with a sword. The girls try to reason with him, but he subdues Flare and angers Karu. Ka engages in a fierce fight, but Kiru breaks the sword, ridicules his wishes, and pranks him. However, Karaha was able to attack Kiru, but it was part of her plan to use her powers directly on him. After defeating Karaha, Kiru takes her to an inn and tells her how the king is using her. Then Lightning arrives with her original face and Kira makes her believe that Kiru saved her from the lock. Now that she's on Kiru's side, Karaha apologizes as the girls outside listen. The next day, Karaha informs our heroes of his planned death at the Colosseum. He then mentions Norn and Kiru's worries because he was the only one who saw his fantasies when he was a slave. The next day, Kiru arrives at the Colosseum and finds the king giving a speech before killing the villagers. Fortunately, he reveals himself before he hurts anyone. Kiara harbors hostility but ridicules her enemies and is attacked by soldiers. He easily defeats the first wave of enemies, then tells the entire audience about his true story as a victim. However, the evil king continues to kill innocent villagers and uses magic to stop Kiara. Unfortunately, he summoned the eruption projection with his original face, exposing all the evils of the Diral Kingdom, then unleashed an epic starburst to prove his identity. They then revolt against the people of the kingdom and Kiru is able to escape with the little boy. During this time the people revolted and killed the king and his army. Returning, our heroes decide to go to Veronica's village and ask Karaha Kiru to stay behind and gather more information about the north. Meanwhile, the evil sisters, together with the slave John, plan to face the enemy. After a night of rage, Kiru builds a headquarters to use against Fleur's army. Suddenly, a girl named Eva Reese walks into the bar and sits with them. Uru shoots because she identified him as a demon in a previous life, but decides to be cool now. Soon after, he reveals that the demon king he meets is from the Blackwing clan, but learns that he has been blacklisted by the feudal king. Suddenly, the bar is raided and Eve is shot and passed out. He convinces the queen to hire him, then kills one of the demon slayers before escaping with the girls on a kidnapper. Later, talk to Eve and pay attention when Eve introduces herself as a hero. Anyway, he proposes a partnership so that she can become the demon king again. Eve resists him at first, but bids her time when he offers to help her save the survivors of her clan. The next morning, he wakes up awkwardly with Kiru and the girls. Because he is simple, he is teased by others and gives soup to Kiru. Later, Eve tells her new partner about a bird named Caladrius that can destroy entire cities with its wings. Hearing this, Yaru is very happy and decides to go to court to find the monster. He accepts it easily and then receives a gift for the girls. Eva decides to leave the room to avoid another awkward scene, while Kiru leaves with Setsuna to take care of the surviving assassin. They easily defeat the demons and trap them to teach them a lesson. Later, Kiru found a nice hotel with much nicer beds. She teases Eve with the girls again and goes shopping the next day. Saleswoman Carmen is impressed by Kiru's skills and offers a discount, and the two become friends. But when Nor and Blade enter the city, Kiru is warned. Kiera doesn't want to use the girls as bait for the blades, so she becomes a woman. The girls go crazy seeing him so cute and working for Eve. Afterwards, Fleur puts makeup on Kiera and begins the mission. Along the way, he is ambushed by some shadow thugs, but is easily subdued. Now she goes to the bar and soon Blade shows up and starts seducing her. He lures Kiera with a magic potion and plays with her, although she is not impressed. But they were stopped by the father of one of Blade's victims. So Kiru wakes up and starts a fierce battle with him. Blade begins to fight back, subduing himself with the epic sword Ragnarok and taking control of Kiru. Our hero eventually falls into the hands of the llama and ends up in prison. But that was also part of his plan and he paralyzes the blade with poison darts. After learning that the victim was male, Kiaro learns of Norton's plan to use his powers to attack the city in 3 days, then lures Blade into a trap similar to the one he made with Leonard. He abuses her and gets eaten by zombie people while playing one of her crazy games. Afterwards, Ragnarok's sword transforms into a magical ball carried by our hero. The next day, Karu meets Carmen, but meets Hoki who offers her a job. Impressed by his aura, Kiaro learns that Hawkeye is a dangerous assassin and gently dismisses him. Eventually, Kiaro absorbs the power of the scriptures, realizing that he will need a divine weapon to defeat the elite assassin. It becomes George's holy armor that grants immortality. Kiaro is so excited about his new abilities that he enjoys spending time with the girls. That evening, North Veronica informs the people that she wants to kill all the demons that live here. People attack his guards, so he uses that as an excuse to attack everyone in front of him. Unfortunately, Kanan is also a victim and this makes Kiaru even more upset as he has lost his only friend. The mighty heroes show off their new powers to Norton's army and easily defeat them. Norn announces this and Flare appears in another projection. He tells the soldiers to lay down their arms and live in harmony with the devil. The plan goes awry and the army abandons their mission to protect their princess. Kiaro uses this opportunity to attack the Norn, but Hawkeye stops him. It's a fierce battle, but soon our hero will take down his opponents with holy armor and power. The unstoppable Uru kidnaps Norman and chains him up. He begins to berate her for killing Carmen, and she begs for her life. But he also mentions the village album. With no choice, Nor agrees to one of Kiera's twisted games, but is defeated very easily. As a result, he turns her into a girl named Eli, who plays the role of the younger sister who loves her. Hiroha visits our heroes the next day to find out everything that happened. After attending a fancy party with a new harem, Yaru goes to Anna's grave to buy and seal another bird of prey. He remembers his reason for revenge on Bullet and continues his journey. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share and subscribe. If you want to see more replays like this, click the notification bell icon.